Vlogtober day 24. I'm so excited that today I'm trying it out a little bit earlier because I want to share the highlights of the past 2 days, which have been for my mind. And I want to share them because, hey, maybe there's someone out there with a similar situation. And of course, because it's Vlogtober, so now I'm sharing everything that happens, including all the insights that I receive. And it starts all with the call that I had with my wonderful, I'm going to say, fellow content creator. And in this case, sort of like coach teacher that was there. I met create Kai on one of the challenges that I was doing with NAS Daily. It's a NAS Daily challenge. I highly recommend that to anybody who just wants to get into doing it. And so I did the YouTube challenge first, and while we were doing that, Kai offered the Vlogtober, so we did this. And within the Vlogtober option that I booked was also one feedback session from him to my channel and to everything that I do. And, the highlight that I couldn't even grasp on that at that moment when I spoke with him, that just came, afterwards, because one of the highlights was for me being reminded of how much I have already done. Because throughout the whole time that we spoke, I told him a little bit about what I've done, how long I've been here. I've been creating content since 2015 was the first time I uploaded a video to YouTube. And, the videos are still there. And it's amazing. And it's for me, it has been an amazing journey. But also, because of all the changes that I started doing in the past year of becoming more and more international by talking, by creating content in English and everything. I mean, he knows that I started this way back when, but it didn't have a structure, and it just, received a structure for me this year. So it was amazing to hear from someone from the outside, to actually see everything that I have already done. For starters, I mean, I've gone through a couple of business schools, online business schools, but not just that. I have created things like online conferences, all the techie part. I did all of that by myself, and I sometimes forget that I have created those things, right? So that was that reminder was one thing, and the other one, of course, of to start sharing all I know, because if I don't do it, someone else is going to do it. And why not give you my content, my ideas from everything that I learned, right? That I did, with everything that I do. So that was that big highlight. On top of that, on the same day, I think it was the same day, was it? No, sorry, the day after, which means yesterday, I had an amazing talk with a dear friend of mine who, again, and that's the interesting part. I have, like, the universe gifted me with two people, one day apart, completely different, area. One was completely just on my online stuff or the technical stuff. The other one was a dear friend of mine that, we've known each other for, I think, over 7 years. And we basically met the year that I changed my life by, getting rid of everything and becoming a digital nomad. That was when, I left my old life in Munich and started, going into the world, basically. And he was there watching that, seeing that, and he has seen my whole transformation on a personal level. And it was incredible to just have someone acknowledge that, because I wasn't doing it. And it was beautiful to have that acknowledgement from someone else telling me, like, hey, have you seen this? Like, have you looked at all these things that you do, that you create for yourself? So that was one thing that was really helpful for me, to know that I'm actually there, able to, that I get to see for myself. It's like the universe gave me 2 days in a row, like this little nudge to go and say, dude, look at what you've done. Look at what you've created, what you have transformed, where you were 7, 8 years ago and where you are now, and all the knowledge that you have. That was one thing. And I need to go a little bit further back just for you to grasp why these two things are so important for me. Because, and I think I mentioned it in Vlogtober 23 already a little bit, and I felt like it wasn't the right place to put this in, but I'm putting it in right now because it is our energy. And in my case, my soul decided to reincarnate in a female body, so I have a monthly cycle like we all do. And one of the things that I have been noticing strongly, like I've always said, I love, I had to go through, maybe some of us have to, to go through that journey, because I wasn't brought up in a field where, being a woman and then having a period was seen as something good. So in my young years, that was sort of like a negative thing for me to have. And I went through a whole transformation where I accepted it and I started to love it, because for me, and especially being an empath, it was, oh my God, once a month I get to get rid of all that negative energy inside of me, and it flows out, because it's the reason, it's a form of cleansing for my body that I received, which I find amazing. And it was so beautiful, right? But another thing that I have been noticing, especially in the last year, and I'm not saying that it just changed, but it's like somehow my consciousness started noticing it, that it's always the week before. We all know, right? The PMSy time where we're a little bit, sometimes on edge and in a bad mood. And my sister told me that that's actually, us with the hormones going on, a certain hormone, what's it called when you withdrawal, sort of. But for me, what I was noticing was that it's always the topics, the personal topics, the things that, the beliefs that are there, but a little hidden, sort of like in that week before the period, they come up and want to be seen. So for me, last week was sort of a week where I don't want to say being down, but it was sort of like, I'm a little bit, right? So I get little thoughts of scarcity, of lack of things, right? And with all the transformation that I've done, I've gotten used to having those thoughts, but still going into trust mode. So I have those thoughts, negative thoughts, about, oh my God, there's so little month left. And, with everything that I've done, I feel like I'm not going to get to my goal of, the income goal that I need every month, because right now, there's a couple of bills that of course need to be paid. And I felt like, this old energy of, oh my God, am I going to be able to pay all my bills for next month? Because right now it feels like I haven't done enough job wise, right? Like of course I work a lot, but it felt like because of all the beginning of October and then being sick and everything, it felt like I didn't do enough. Those were the thoughts coming up. And the beautiful thing about, having transformed so much is that you can have those thoughts. You realize they're there, but you still decide to, instead of doing that, to trust. So for me, it was like, okay, I realized, thank you. Yes, I know we're scared that next month, blah, blah. I see you thoughts, I hear you, but you know what? I'm still going into trust mode. I want to trust the universe. I'm going to trust that everything's going to be fine, and everything's going to be fine. So because of that, first thing that happens was Monday, I get more jobs. Like all my clients start going like, oh, we need this. Can you do this? Can you do that? So I'm overrun with job-wise, with a lot of job things, which means I'm going to go over, what I need until the month ends, because it still has 6 more days. So I'm going to have enough time to even probably go over what, my monthly estimate is. That was the first thing that was like, okay, hold on, wait, I need a little bit time as well. And then I received these 2 beautiful messages from 2 separate people in my life. And it was so incredible, because it reminded me, in spite of everything, of all those fears that have been telling me that I'm not worth it, that I'm not good enough. I have people, the universe send me those people to reconfirm, dude, you're doing a good job. You're in a good place, and you're worth it. You're really worth it, because you have so much experience. Look at what you have already created. There is so much experience there. And on top of that, one of these people, thank you, Kai Creation, for that, gave me the motivation to say, okay, I need to share more. I want to share more, and not just the spiritual side, also the technical stuff. And it's okay for me. I need to share it, because I've been through everything. I've gone through so many things, and I can show other people, hopefully a lot of empaths and ADHDers out there, and of course anybody who is sensitive to energies, how to deal with this in a way that it brings you back into a very harmonious transformation for yourself, that empowers you, that gets you in a place where you, instead of being sad with your life, you're happy because you have a purpose. You know what you do. Instead of making yourself little, you're empowering yourself. And I'm redoing it. Like, I have been empowering myself for years. And you see, that's why I want to share this, because in spite of all the empowerment that I have done in the back, in the past, there's always room for more. And now the universe is giving me even more space, to get into that, to empower myself, to be in that power. And I'm sharing all this with you because I hope that it empowers you as well, that you remember, if maybe the universe is not sending you someone like it did to me. If that wasn't the case, I would sit down and start writing, like, what is it that I've done already on a personal level, on a job level, on everything that you have created. Remind yourself, because I know if you're on the journey just like me, we are all on this journey. And it's about finding the right moment, finding the bits and pieces, and stepping into your power, or allowing that power to come to you, because you are wonderful and you have that. And maybe, and especially for us, I know how many people have said, oh, now the empaths are using that as an excuse, or the ADHDers are just, neuro spicy people are so weird. No, we're not weird. We're just a different kind of people, and we are able to do many amazing things, and we can help each other and other people as well. So these are the highlights that I wanted to share with you from the past 2 days. And just to make a small wrap up as to my day today, I came to Munich, to my office. You've probably seen the images, a couple of images that I posted, that how the day went. I had wonderful lunch with my friend. The times right now, that we're going through are still a little icky, but there's still, it just feels like, there's a lot happening right now, but it's okay. There are still moments to sit down, to stand still, to reflect, and to feel into ourselves. And right now I've decided to go home earlier, so that I don't have the train trouble that I had two days ago. I'm just gonna, trust that right now I'm recording this so that I can work on it on the train right back home, and then maybe, hopefully, let's knock on wood, hopefully go to bed a little bit earlier today, so that we can have a nice Friday, and so that Friday can be good. With that said, my beautiful souls, I hope this inspires you and empowers you as well. I hope you enjoyed today's, and I just realized today's prompt for the Vlogtober is actually motivation. So here's a little bit of what motivates. Now I just told you, one of the things that motivates me is to be able to inspire other people, which is hopefully something that I'm doing with this Vlogtober. And with that said, my wonderful fellow humans on this journey, my wonderful, beautiful dream weavers, because you are dream weavers. You create in your dreams with everything. And I know that you can weave your dreams to life. And with that said, my beautiful ones, stay magical, and I hope to see you tomorrow.